Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Patricia. Today we're making vegetable stock. I wanted to just wing it and go for it because I've been promising 2 videos a month on easy plant-based videos or easy plant-based recipes, I should say. And I haven't been keeping up with it so much because there were issues, coming up. A lot of people are struggling today, and I'm sorry if you're one of them. And but when you see this, it may be years from today. But I'm hoping to continue with 2 videos a month. They may not be in succinct of every 2 weeks, but we'll get to it. So welcome, I'm Patricia. I'm here. I was a culinary arts teacher. I currently teach periodic healthy eating for successful living classes. You may have heard that. You can Google it. Let's see. How else can I explain? I teach health and fitness. I'm also a designer, so I have a lot of things going on. And so this here is just something I do for fun, just like I do teaching my all my cooking classes. And I decided to make this so that people would stay healthy. I've lost some weight. I don't know if you saw some of my first videos, but I've lost weight. And I'm really watching my health. And I work out, and I'm hoping to see even more results as we go on. I recently started selling my aprons. I just want to very briefly tell you this is another one. It says, what does it say? Eat green. I made this several years ago, so as soon as I make sure that I still have the writing below, or the design itself, I know I have the design, but the writing like that, I will put it down below. And the other thing is, yeah, so I sell aprons. Eventually, when I run out of these aprons, I have an embroidery machine. Eventually, I may have to make my own aprons, so that'd be really fun, creative thing to do, too. So here, we're just going to do the basic vegetables. We're just going to put the vegetables in the pot, and I'm going to tell you a little bit, and then we're going to do it. And then, now I'm new to all this. If I can figure out how to edit on here, on YouTube, I'm going to edit and put the results in later in the day. Otherwise, it will be a separate video with the results, and that will have our recipe in it, because not only are we making the vegetable stock, but we're making a vegan or plant-based soup along to go with it. Okay, and it's going to be delicious, and it's a great thing on a cold day. Today is a cold day. Christmas has ended now, and New Year's is coming up. But no matter, you may see this, like I say, 3 years later, when I hope that we do get more people in, and you decide to look at this. Yes, we're in a very tough time here with COVID. People are struggling, and so it's a really tough time here in the country, and I don't know if it's going to get any worse. How can it get any worse? It may get worse. We'll know in 3 years, how worse it got. Hoping that things with the vaccine get better. But anyway, aside from that, enough of that. What I've done is I've saved some vegetables. And this is what you can do. And I'm going to show you what I've saved. This I just put in yesterday. And this is a bunch of stems from parsley. I bought 2 parsleys. I'm making lasagna for my family. I'll put a meat sauce on the side for them, but I'm not having the meat sauce. I'm having it regular, but I do like cheese. I eat mostly vegetarian. I do have some meats, but if it was vegan, okay, but the lasagna isn't. But anyway, this class is, and this is all, look at that. Look at how many I got. I saved it. Don't throw them away. You can use them in stocks, as you may know. I may be telling you stuff that you already know. Here's a beet. I didn't want to put too many beets in it, but I had some extras. But this is a beet that was starting to get soft. Can't use it in salads anymore. And I said, I'm going to throw that in with the stock. It's a beet. I didn't want to put too many in because as it is, it's going to be a dark stock. Because I also have the red cabbage, which is purple actually. And I have several of that in here. Taking it out. I bought some broccoli, and I had a piece of that. You can see that. You can eat this part, but I said, you know what? I'm going to put it in for the class to see and to make the stock with it. It's got some properties. Do you know that the juice of the vegetables has more vitamins than the vegetable itself. I mean, you're actually taking vitamins out when you boil. That's why I highly recommend if you can steam instead of boiling vegetables. This is putting vitamins in. I know it boils it a lot. We're just gonna boil it. I'll show you how we're gonna do it. We're not gonna boil it for long, but you will get vitamin out of this. What you do get out of the leavings, though, is your fiber, which is also very necessary. So the best thing is to eat the whole thing and to eat it with less boiling, unless you're making a soup or something. Raw is good, or just a simmer, in a little oil with little salt and pepper, maybe garlic, is a beautiful way to have vegetables. Or just steaming it. Is a lot healthier than boiling. So those are some ideas for you. You may know all this, like I say, but I have to keep this class at a very lower level, even though it is kind of an intermediate class, because there'll be all kinds of people watching this. Now here is a piece of celery. That one's a little brown, so I'm not going to take that. This was from Christmas. That was a little celery that was left, and there's a few more pieces here. The only other thing I do have that's different is I had a little of cilantro left that was, I was making Mexican food, and I put the cilantro in there, the rest of it, before it went bad. The other thing I'm going to add, there was a sale on carrots. So before they go bad, I'm going to throw some fresh carrots into the pot. And I have lots of onions. So I'm going to put the onions in. All this is going to go into the boiling pot. I says to myself, I don't have any other vegetables. So what I'm going to do when I make let's go further first with this, and then I'll explain more about the soup afterwards. So I'm just going to, this one, I think if I can cut it, it's frozen. Yes. So get everything about the same size. I'm going to put it into the boiling pot. That pot was boiling a second ago. I'm going to put everything into that boiling pot, and then we're going to let it boil, and we're going to simmer it to low to medium for at least 2 hours. And you're going to get all that nice flavor of the vegetables. This is better than the store-bought. And you'll notice that after you make your soup. I hope that you make your soup with me too. And we can use a variety. I'll put all the different options you have, and I'm sure you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. So here's all the vegetable. I'm going to just put this all in the pot. And it will boil again. I had shut it down because it was boiling a little too early, and the onion. So since it's just me here today, my grandson isn't here or anybody else visiting or anybody, I decided that I would just make a certain amount. This is going to be a very, let me show you what it looks like. It's going to be a very, can you see that? This is going to be a very colorful stock because it's got all those colorful ingredients in it. So there it is. And then when I take it out, I will show you the color as well before I put the other ingredients in. Okay? I'm just going to leave it there to boil, and then I'm going to put it on low to medium. Low simmer. You don't want to see too many bubbles. Maybe a few bubbles coming up. And you can leave the cover off. You know what I like to do, though? I don't like to cover it all off. You want to leave a little bit off. Maybe just put it like this. I'll show you. Just with a little steam coming out, okay? I think that might be the best way to do it, okay? I don't like to cover the whole thing. I like to have steam come out a little bit and flavor my house beautiful. I also found some spinach that I had left from the farm last summer in the freezer. So luckily I have something to put in it. I'm also going to put some garlic in it. And I'm going to put some, it's called organic Great Northern beans, or you can call them cannellini beans, whatever you'd like to call them. I'm going to add that in at the very end because these are already cooked. I found this at Big Lots, and it was on sale for only $2.99. And this is Indian-made brown balsamic rice. So it's balsamic, but it's a brown, so it's got more fiber than the refined white balsamic rice. I'm going to put that in it, and the instructions are on it, how to make it. I will make it first before I put it in to the stock. Okay? I don't want to, absorb the stock. I want the stock to stay as is. So I'm going to make this first. Put that in. Put the beans in. This spinach is pretty well softened from being in the freezer and everything. That's going right in at the end. These, I'm going to steam these carrots, and I'll put those in. I have a little steamer that I have, and I cover it a little bit. Again, leave a little steam coming out, and that'll be done in no time. So that'll go in also at the end. The other thing that I want to show you that I'm going to put in, and where is it? This. We have to flavor it, right? So this is called miso. Miso. I don't know if you've ever used it. It's very strong, miso. It's an Asian style, kind of a soup, fermented rice and soybeans, this one is. And you get different kinds. There's all different kinds. I'm just going to put a little bit in and taste, because it can be very, very salty, or it can give you too much flavor that you don't want, and you ruin the whole thing. So I put like probably a teaspoon in, stir it around. And then the other thing is, I forgot to bring it out. The bouillon. I use the Better Than Bouillon vegetable. And this is also a little salty, so I'll use a little bit, add a little bit, mix. Is it good? Is it good? So I very rarely put any salt to add into it, okay? I may put pepper. And so that's what's happening after this, okay? We're going to have a nice vegan, plant-based soup, okay? With a lot of healthy ingredients. We're going to get vitamins in it. We're going to have minerals. We're going to have fiber, protein, and a lot of different, like I say, all these properties, things that, you don't even know about. So that's what it's going to be. Okay, so I will shut down now. It's almost 13 minutes here, and I've talked a lot. But what I'm going to do again, that's just about ready to boil. I'm going to simmer it down. I'll put the cover on where there's steam coming out a little bit, and I'll leave it there for, at least 2 hours. So I will either be back on this, or I will be back on another video, depending on if I can edit it. I'm still new to YouTube and everything. So Happy New Year. If you get this, you may get it, like I said, in 3 years. I hope in 3 years things are better. But that's all I'm going to say. So we will see you very soon with the results. And we'll talk more about how the soup was made. And then we will taste it. I'm going to, like I say, I'll put this stuff in after, because I want to show you the color of what comes out. And I'm just going to taste it with no salt. That's the other thing. Don't put any salt in your stock. Let it cook. Don't put anything else in it. Just your regular ingredients of your vegetables and your herbs. Okay? I'll see you very soon.